Students often ask me, how should I practice my speech? I usually like to say, practice some more. Then when you think you've practiced enough, practice it again. Although that's funny and true, it doesn't really answer the question about how you should practice your speech. Although you have to figure out what works best for you, I'll share with you in this video several tips about how to go about practicing your speech. The first tip is practice your speech in pieces. Think about the times when you've been on sports teams or been a member of a musical band. Do you ever just practice a whole game all at once? Do you ever just practice a whole concert and do that over and over again? No, you practice things in pieces. You go to basketball practice and you might spend a half an hour just working on free throws, or you go to baseball practice and you might just spend a half an hour working on throwing the ball from the outfield. In band, you might practice just a couple measures of a song over and over and over again until you get it right. Or you might just practice one song for the big concert on a particular day. It's the same thing with public speaking. Break your speech down into pieces. That way, it's much easier to manage. The second tip is practice your speech progressively. You want to get to the point where you can deliver a speech by using no notes or very few notes. In order to get to that point, you have to start somewhere. The place where you start is by using a lot of notes. So you might start by using your whole outline and just reading through that. But as you go along, use less and less of the outline. Switch over then to a lot of note cards. Then as you use your note cards to practice, start throwing the note cards away. Each time you practice your speech and you realize, I know this part pretty well, take that particular note card and throw it away. So as you go along, you've started with a big stack of note cards and you're thinning it down to where you maybe just get down to one note card. And hopefully you'll get to the point where you need 0 note cards. That's what we mean about practicing progressively. Keep getting better at something so that you have to use fewer and fewer aids. The third tip for practicing your speech is to practice purposefully. Once you get the speech down to where you know the material really well and you don't need any notes, then you can start practicing on the delivery pieces of your speech. So each time you practice your speech, there's a purpose involved. For instance, I'm just going to practice the speech and focus on the sound of my voice. How does my vocal variety sound? The next time, I might just focus on how am I moving around the room. Another time, I might just focus on my hand gestures or my eye contact. Think back again to the times when you were on sports teams or in bands. When you practiced, there was a coach there, or there was a band director there. They gave you feedback during practice while you were practicing those parts of the game or those parts of the concert. That's the kind of thing that you want too. So enlist the help of other people to listen to your speech. Now, not everyone's a skilled coach or a director, but what everyone can do is listen to your speech and give you their honest opinion. Everyone knows what a good speech sounds like or what a good speech looks like. So even someone with no experience in public speaking can usually find 1 or 2 things to tell you that you can improve on or give you some helpful feedback. If you don't know anyone that you can trust to give you honest feedback about your speech, the other best option is to take a video of your speech, with your phone or a camera, and watch it yourself and give yourself the kind of feedback that you need. To summarize, 3 tips for practicing your speech. 1, practice your speech in pieces. Remember the sports analogy and the music analogy. You never just play the whole game right off the bat. You practice everything in small chunks. 2, practice progressively. As you go on, use fewer and fewer aids to help you remember the speech. And 3, practice purposefully. Once you get the speech down in your head, it's time to take a look at the different parts that go into delivering the speech. Setting aside time and having a plan about how you're going to practice your speech will make you more comfortable during your speech, reduce your anxiety, and lead you to great public speaking success.